then then there are more than 100 such sub ministries also coming under government department, they where they use GIS. So you imagine there are currently there are 100 or 100 plus government industries where you can find jobs in GIS. Then same way there is for private sector, all the major MNCs like Wipro, IBM, Infosys, RMS, Cognizant, RMS, Rolta, TCC. So there are n number. I just mentioned like 4 or 5, but there are like hundreds of private sector industries also where GIS is being utilized, and there is a perspective of job opportunity, because this Wipro, IBM, Infosys, I recollect when I entered the industry like 10 years or before, they were not using GIS, but now they have huge opportunities. They have huge number of recruitments happening in these industries. So there is a very huge potential for people who do study GIS at the present stage. Okay, then coming across semi-public, there is Hindustan Petroleum, INGC, Indian Oil Corporation, HAL, GAIL. All these people use GIS for various for their various purposes. So there also you can try and apply once you have the right skill set in GIS. Then there are non-government sector who use GIS. That is WR, World Research Institute, Educare India, Janagraha, NCHE, CHSC, Shelter Association. There are not 100, there are 1,000 such NGOs who also use GIS. So there is a very huge potential or perspective for job once you have the correct skill set in GIS. Then, as I mentioned, there is always open and freelance sector. Once you have the skill sets, you can also start on your own, or you can also support all these sectors standing on your own. I mean, like an independent consultant, or from your own time and your own space. So that will become a freelance industry. Then same way, as I told, all these were like moreover into industry oriented. Now the same thing adapts for research organizations in the same sector. For example, in the government sector, public sector, who do research using GIS, they are all the, as I told, SRC. Also here, some of the organization, they come across both research as well as commercial. Like for example, SRC, state remote centers, they do business oriented GIS also, and they also use for research and social development. So some of the organization, they are into both sectors. So I cannot club it together, but still they have their hands in both the industry or sectors. Then you have ISRO, Indian Space Research Organization, DRDO, Defense Research Development Organization, NRC, National Remote Sensing Center, RRS, Regional Remote Sensing Center, and there are many various government and other universities, like hundreds of research and development centers under the state and central department, which use GIS for their research or educational purpose. And when I tell about research and education, this is where they use GIS, but you have got scope of, or you have got high potential of entering these places as a professional. Okay, so you have got a very high potential of job in these regions. Then research oriented private sectors are the same, like various R&D organization, universities, all private R&D centers or private universities and allied GIS firms. For example, CEPT, Center for Environmental Planning and Technology, Amity University, Satyabama. There are many universities under the private sector or private universities and research and development centers. They use same GIS for their running their business, or I mean for running their research. So from that perspective also, you have a high potential to enter the private research sector. Then semi-public, non-government. So these are all clubbed. I mean, these are sometimes you can find this in the business sector as well as in the research sector, because they have their jobs, or they have their work done in both research as well as commercial field. So it's a club or mixed sector. Same way, you can do open and freelance research oriented jobs. You can also do support research scholars, or you can support students who do GIS. So this is also another sector where GIS jobs are available in terms of research. Okay. Now the major question is like, how, from where I can learn GIS. So from the Indian perspective or the Indian context, as well as from the international context, there are many, like more than 10 or 15 types of courses which is available in today's market. But to be in a nutshell, I have combined it into these many courses, like starting from it has to start from here actually, from diploma, short-term certificate, and all these programs. So I'll just quickly go through. So what are the diploma programs? There are many diploma programs. There are many institutes which give this diploma programs, and basic eligibility is you should have a pre-degree, that is +2 or higher degree. Same way, there are short-time programs. These are more oriented into professions, or any other profession like a civil engineer, or say any other professional who want to add GIS into their careers, existing career stream. For them also, the eligibility is just they should have a +2 and higher degree. Then there is certificate programs. These are also part of the, as I told, short-term programs. Also need just the pre-degree or the +2 and higher degrees. And then postdoctoral is after actually the doctoral degree. This is the highest degree which you can achieve, degree program which you can achieve in GIS. It's a postdoctoral. For that, you should have a PhD or a higher degree. It should have come across from here. I'm actually coming from the back to the first. So then again, doctoral degree, as I told you, is the second highest degree which you can achieve in GIS. And for that, you need to have at least a postgraduate degree or a higher degree. Same way, you can have masters in GIS, like postgraduate degrees. For that, you have to have at least a bachelor or a higher degree. This bachelor or higher degree is not necessary that it has to be in GIS. Any allied science, even arts are also being accepted nowadays. Any arts bachelor student or any commerce background GIS student, commerce graduate student, say they have the knowledge about GIS a bit, then they can apply using their bachelor degree for a postgraduate degree program in GIS. In same way, diploma programs are there. Same, they need to have at least the graduate and masters in one of the allied scheme or in GIS itself. Same way, this is a common, like graduate program. You should have minimum pre-degree and higher, and this also can be in arts also, as well as in science or commerce streams. Okay, so then what are the major career and positions available in the market for GIS? For this also can be clubbed into two. One is industry, and next is like the research. Like as I told you, there are two sectors, industry and research. And in the industry, the highest rank you can get from the application perspective. So in GIS industry, there is two verticals or two sectors. One is application oriented GIS, where all the companies or all the private and semi-private or public or non-government industry oriented companies or organization who use the GIS for their application. I mean, they use GIS as a part of their work. That is what application means. And next sector is who has used GIS for the development. Development means this is more into core software development. So basically, GIS industry from the career perspective can be divided into application oriented industry and development oriented industry. So from the application oriented industry, they are more into they are using more GIS for they are supporting their existing application. And whereas development, as I told, development is where they use their products to develop GIS. Here, the highest degree, highest rank of job you can get is GIS manager. Then there is post of GIS project manager, GIS consultant, team leader, GIS administrator, IT expert. I'm sorry. Then you have senior GIS analyst, GIS specialist, expert, GIS analyst, editor, GIS draftsman, technician, GIS field surveyor, and GIS intern. Actually, it has to start from here and to here. Actually, I started from the highest degree to the lowest. But when you enter the industry, application oriented GIS industry, you start as an intern, or based on your degree and your skill set, you can directly join as manager also. But you should provide you should have the whole complete skill set, and you should have the highest degree. If you have a common degree and a very basic skill set, then you will start with this type of positions. Like, for example, you will start as an editor, or you can start as an analyst, or maybe if you are still a student and you want to enter the industry, then you can start as a GIS intern. Then coming to development, okay, I will start from the bottom. Development, it starts from the database developer. So for in the GIS industry, where they use GIS as a core development program, they use the GIS as the GIS profession start as a GIS database developer. Then you develop into a web designer, then a front end back end programmer. Then you have jobs available in GIS as a GIS administrator and IT expert. Then you have job available in GIS coding and testing, programming. Again, GIS coder and automation expert, GIS developer and system architect, GIS consultant, GIS development program coordinator, project manager, GIS development manager. So this is the highest rank in the development oriented industry. And these, apart from this, there are more number of jobs which I have not mentioned because it will lengthen my slides. But the in a very broad perspective, these are the these many jobs are available, or these many positions are available in the industry, in the where GIS is used as a core development program. So there is no lack of jobs in GIS, and very huge potential and growth opportunities. So as I told, based on your skill set, you can directly enter into any of these ranks, provided you have the required skill sets, and you have the knowledge, and as well as say supporting degree. And then when it comes for research oriented industry, or sorry, research oriented institutes, the type of jobs are like the highest rank is GIS program director, and start from intern. As I just read out, GIS intern trainee, project fellow, GIS research fellow, GIS research associate, senior research associate or senior research fellow, GIS database administrator, GIS project coordinator, junior GIS scientist, senior GIS scientist. GIS, these are all some of the main positions in the GIS institutes where they use for GIS for research, or what we call as core R&D centers. Then these were R&D centers, and these are universities. So again, from the research perspective, there are two umbrellas. One is R&D centers where you can get job. The next is universities and institutes in India where you can get job, and there also you have the same position regardless being in a two different umbrellas, because the work done is more over the same, like whether it be in university or in the core research and development. But when it comes when their objective is to produce research oriented products, you have the same almost the same job titles. Like only difference is once you reach point, then they adapt you as the professor or associate professor, then you become dean or the director. So here also it starts with intern, project fellow, research associate, editor, analyst, specialist, then they call you a scientist, and then you become assistant professor, associate, senior, and then dean or director of the university or institute. These are all the best career prospects which is there in GIS for the research oriented institutes. Then the very big question everybody would like to look for is how much they can earn, or what is the current salary which they can get in case if they advance their career in GIS, or if they take GIS as their career. So it's a big question. So, but there are variable sources where you can see in the internet the salary available. I mean, or the current trend of salary in the GIS industry. But these are what I present is like an approximate based on my own experience as well as the current market scenario, and this can vary from place to place, from any place to another place, and from time to time. Means any time it may be different, in the future it may be high, previously it was low actually. And so this start from thousands per month to higher. I will show you just approximate. Like for example, if you enter into a GIS industry, or I mean application oriented industry. This application oriented industry, as I mentioned, is where those places where they use GIS as a supporting application. When you enter as a GIS intern, you will minimum be paid. This is a minimum basic pay actually, apart from the other benefits. You will be getting a pay of 10 to 15,000 Indian rupees in Indian context. It may vary from place to place, as I told you. Like for example, if you come in UAE or any other part of the region, you may get double or triple or maybe 5 or 10 times more than this based on your position. Okay, so that is dependent upon the place and the currency value of the place where you work. So as I told, the minimum you may get is 10 to 15 K or 1,000, but in basic, as you enter as an intern. Then if you are a field expert, yes, field expert, minimum you will get 15 to 25,000. These are all when you enter with, let's say, 0 to 1 month experience. And then when you advance from field surveyor to a draftsman, you will get minimum from 20 to 25,000 Indian rupees as a salary. These are all basic salaries apart from other perks and benefits which the company offers. Like for an industry, it's pretty sure they give you more benefits and other perks other than the basic salary. So then when you advance into GIS analyst, minimum you get 20 to 30,000, and then GIS specialist minimum 30 to 40,000. Senior GIS from 35 to 45,000 Indian rupees minimum. Then senior GIS specialist like 40 to 50,000. GIS administrator and IT expert, when you reach that, it's around like 4 to 5 years you require minimum. From the current trend, I'm telling, like minimum you need to have 4 to 5 year experience to reach administrator. Then you can get 50 to 60,000, provided if you have the right skill set, if you have the knowledge, you can also enter directly to this position and earn 50 to 60,000 from the starting as a 0-month expert. I mean 0-month experience, but you should have the skill set. Means you should gain knowledge how to administer and do the IT framework. Then you can earn 50 to 60. Then advance. When you advance into the next level, you become GIS team leader. You get at least 60 to 75,000 Indian rupees. Then GIS consultant 75 to 100K I have mentioned as an approximate. Once you reach GIS project manager, minimum you get 1 lakh to 125,000, 125,000. And once you reach GIS manager, it's a minimum starting from 125,000, 1 lakh 25 to 2 lakhs is a monthly basic pay which you get from a industry, GIS industry, where they use GIS for their application. So these are all the approximate figures, but it will not go down. I mean, it will be always these are the starting rate, but it can be higher, and it can also change from place to place. As I told you, say for a GIS manager in India, it may be 2 lakhs. If they come into UAE, they can get 5 lakhs maybe, or more than that. Then if they go to Europe, they can get 8 lakh or 10 lakh, and it depends on from place to place where they give more value for the position. But from the Indian perspective, these are all the basics. Same way as I told, this is the next level of when you enter GIS industry for the development programs. Means to develop GIS as a software program or core development industry, they have more. If you can notice, there is a higher rate of salary than the normal application or in industry. That is starting when you enter the industry, a development GIS development industry as a developer, software developer in GIS, you get minimum 45 to 50,000, and then it goes on as I showed in the last slide, with each and every advance you make. Like say this happens within a year, or from a year to 1.5 year gap, you will advance to next level, next level, next level. And then once you reach GIS development manager, from your having right skill sets, minimum you get 2 lakh to 3 lakh salary per month. So this is one of the major industry which give you higher salary than most of the other industry. I'm not underestimating other industries, but if you compare in the today's market trend, you can see there is very less companies or industry where you get such a good salary comparative to the allied industry. Like for example, a civil engineer, he may get at third year, he may get 50 to 60,000. But for sure, GIS, he will get at the third year, once you reach front end or back end programmer, basic salary from 50 to 65. These are all approximate. So this is, I am not guaranteeing this, but this is from the market study, or from my own personal experience I am talking about. But this is not has to be mandatory that they have to give you exactly these figures. But nevertheless, I'm pretty sure they will give you higher, or it will not come down. That is for sure. So, and in the future it may go more. Okay, so once you have more skill sets, you get more advanced salaries and higher positions and titles. Same way, when you look at research-oriented GIS centers, R&D centers, as well as universities, it is comparatively lesser than the main industry, because as you see, industry, they are more into business perspective. Means they are into revenue generation. They use GIS for developing or for the core income purpose, or generating the revenue for the business. So they give you more money. But when coming to research, is more into educational or say social development purpose. Still, you can earn at the highest to, like for example, 1.2 lakh to 1,80,000 per month once you become a program director in a research oriented sector. And it is nevertheless, according to market standards, it's a good opportunity when you enter as a 0 month expert, 0 month experience expert as an intern. You will get minimum from 10 to 15,000, and then it goes on based on your experience. Minimum you get a hike of 5 to 10,000 every 6 months to an year. And once you reach a level, it get multiplied, and then you get more hike, like 40 to 50% of your salary. And then once you reach a higher degree, you get more than 1.2 to 1.8 lakhs per month. And these are all basics. And then apart from this, you get additional perks and benefits. You here also in the research sector, similar to the industry, you will get additional benefits. And in the university, as I told, there's a slight difference in the titles. Once you reach a higher degree of job or higher positions in the rank, then you get minimum like around 1.75 to 2,50,000 once you become a director of the department in a university, or a dean of that university. There is a high chance for you to earn this much. So it also starts as an intern, and it starts from 10 to 15K. And One of the noticeable thing is that most of the jobs, as I mentioned, is starting from 10 to 15K, because that is the market standard they have. As you join as a new, as a new joinee or a new expert or a professional in GIS. So this can vary, as you have the skill set, and even maybe some higher industry or a multinational company can give you more. These are minimum, so it can be more than 20, also can be more than 25 also, as you enter as an intern. Some NGOs, even they provide you more than 25. From my personal experience, I know, like in case of Bangalore or Delhi and all, they give you more than 25,000 or 30,000 as you enter as an intern itself. So it's a very good potential industry where you can, you can plan about GIS to be part of your career. So before I end, I will just like to show you one slide video of what GIS is being used, how GIS is being used in the industry. Um, just I will move to that slide. Okay, this is a slide video produced by ISRI, ESRI. This is about how the technology is used in the current scenario. Okay, how the market use GIS.
It's a 21st century dilemma. Getting data has never been easier. Understanding it, never more challenging. One answer, math, literally. It's a 21st century dilemma. Getting data has never been easier. Understanding it, never more challenging. One answer, math, literally. When you put your data on a map, things happen. Patterns get clearer, relationships more obvious, and questions get answered. It's called location analytics. It provides answers about the where of your business, but also the why, when, how much, and what you should do about it. Whatever your source data, there's an easy way to start analyzing right away. ArcGIS. It helps no matter what you do. You're in retail. You want to sell more high-end sunglasses. You find where highest sales are and who buys a lot of designer shades. You target your customer with laser precision. You run a utility. You want to know when your power might fail. You compare transformer capacity to load. You figure out what's at risk and fix it. You're a fire chief. You need a new station that gives fast response times. You find out how much land costs and where most emergencies happen. You find the perfect spot and save lives. ArcGIS guides you through analysis you may not have known existed with no coding required. If you want a custom code, we've still got you covered. So, no matter your where, why, when, or how much, we can help. Because at Esri, we know location analytics. In fact, we have it down to a science. The science of where.
Okay, so that was a quick slide, quick video about one of the major vendors in the market who work on GIS. So as in the video, you can see like there are multiple professionals or multiple career prospects in GIS and multiple solutions which GIS can bring. So they will answer all these questions as I mentioned. They are also showing you where, when, what, how. All these questions can be answered from the industry-oriented perspective, and you can earn in thousands and in or even in lakhs once you have the right skill sets and once you achieve your right degree. So I hope you have, all of you had a quick glimpse or a quick brief idea about GIS, because I was just running off because of the time issue as well as the number of slides I had.